Hello and welcome to yet another segment of the Roundtable Discuss on the Amaka Beke Talk Show. You're welcome again from across the globe. We love to see you. I hope you have subscribed. I hope you have shared our content with your various networks on social media and um, other platforms. And I hope you have set your alerts so that whenever we have a new broadcast, you'll be the first to be notified. All right. It's your amiable host once again, Amaka BK. And with me today is our new participant who you're going to be seeing more often. His name is Frederick from Toronto. Frederick, say hi to our viewers.
Hello, viewers. It's a pleasure joining you today. I'm Frederick, according to the host, Frederick Enoma Edemangita, boldly written on the screen. I'm glad to be part of you people.
We're glad to have you. And very soon we'll hear your perspective on this very intriguing and interesting social issues. And on social issues today, we are discussing raising children in today's world. Raising children in today's world. You get the message. What do you think are some of the challenges facing parents with today's children?
There are a lot of challenges. Raising children in this present day world, in this era of science, they say science have done more bad than good. Yeah, in this era of science, raising children is so challenging. Compared to our time whereby there was nothing like science, no phone, even laptop. When I was growing up, there was nothing like laptop. So we were doing almost everything manually.
Yeah.
In those days while we were in primary 1, primary 2, in the early 80s, we used to, when they say 2 times 5, you don't need to think. You know the answer, because the moment we enter class, then we do what is called sum, the first in 8:30, while I was in primary school. So we know those things without opening any book. But these days, if you ask children of these days, 10 times 5, they have to Google it.
Ooh.
Because they've placed all their trust in the shortcut, thereby leading to laziness, so to say.
Yeah.
Parents are facing, especially parents in this Western world, this part of the world, whereby children are being taught their rights over their parents, whereby children want parents to love them, but they don't love parents. They love their teachers more than their parents. So it's so challenging to parents in this part of the world compared to where we come from.
Oh,
that is one of the hardest challenge. You tell your child, do it like this, it will almost refuse until his or her teacher in school continue to hear. Then it make it look like you, the parents, you are not that you are not in the scene, so to say.
Yeah.
Majority of the things they believe is what they had been told in school, but they forgot that even the school can betray. The teachers in school can betray you. Your parents will always be there for you, will always push forward for you to be better than them.
Yeah.
So it's a very tough challenge taking care of children this time of this era we are.
Yeah. I mean, you made very great points, and I think up to like 3 points in one speech.
Yeah.
First, you said science, which I know is technology aspect of science.
Yeah.
The innovation of smartphones and the internet and the access to the global space, which has very much sucked into the life of our children, of the children of these days. And then secondly, you said we are raising children who do not love their parents, yet they want their parents to love them. Wow, that is deep. And then on the flip side, they actually love their teachers, the educational system, the school system. They prefer what they are told at the level of the school system over what they are told at home. And even though, despite the parents might have told them, giving them that instruction or that admonition at home, they don't take it until they go to school and school tells them what to do, and they do what school tells them.
Exactly.
And the third point is that what these kids do not realize. Oh, again, you said that they are lazy with basic mathematical calculations, right? Because every answer to any questions that they are asked, they tend to look it up, especially the mathematical aspect of things.
Yeah.
Because mathematics is very much manual. You have to manually write things, and you have to practice every often, right? Ever so often to get better at it. And finally, another point you made is that the teachers / school system can betray the children, can jeopardize their life or their future with, maybe the way that they instruct or the things that they allow, right? As well as parents loving their children over what the school system may be making them to feel that the school system is for them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that the parents are more for them than the school system, because the parents want you to do better than they did. They want you to get ahead of them and do better, right?
Exactly.
That is absolutely true. But you see, I think also in the Western world where you and I live, the child is raised to think for themselves and want things for themselves, such as if they're going to choose a career path, for instance, the career that they're choosing will be something that they want for themselves, despite what their parents think they have the ability to do or would be better for them, right? Do you think that is one of the ways that the school system jeopardizes the future of the child or betrays the child?
I would say yes. On the other way around, I also say no.
Okay.
Yes, in the sense that even the Bible said, train up a child the way he should grow. So when he grows, he will not depart from it. That's according to the Bible.
Yeah.
And that same Bible said, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yeah.
In this part of the world we had, you and I, if you think backward when you were in Africa, there are some decisions you wanted to take that your parents stopped you. Presently, at times you remember and said, thank God, if I had chosen that path then, by now, I would have been something else.
Right.
They said if a little child climbs 20-story building and stay at the roof,
yeah,
and the father or the mother is sitting on the floor, what the parents will see where they are sitting on the floor, the child on 20-story building cannot see that thing because they will not see beyond their nose. Parents, I can say no parents will ever want the child not to progress more than them.
Yeah.
They will always bring out a pattern to push you forward, to motivate you. What really matters is motivation. Your parents will motivate you. There are times you are not yielding to that motivation. They apply a little force to shaping you to what they want you to become. No parents will be proud of saying that that criminal in the street is my son or my daughter. No.
You're right.
Every parent will be proud of, oh, that young daughter is my son or is my daughter.
Yeah.
Those are the reasons parents want to kind of motivate you, persuade you. and apply little force so that you meet up to the standard.
That's correct.
And then in the aspect of the school, giving just, let's say, a 10 years old or a child, say you want to give that child to make a decision for just because you want him to think. What has 10 years old to think apart from to eat? The only thing 10 years old can think is when he or she is hungry, she run to the parents or to the kitchen and take food from there. To think outside the box of feeding and domestic something is not just for kids. That is why the Bible says, train up a child. And if you spare the rod, you spare the child. There are times you dish a command to your child, do it this way. You say it once, say it twice, third, and he or she refuses. Then you look for your stick. That is what the Bible says. It's just unfortunate that civilization, what we call civilization, is turning we Africans out of our own culture, out of our way of life, out of how we were brought up. We parents, we are not parents these days. How we were brought up that made us focus in life. Do you know that we are deviating from giving such treatment? I did not, when I say treatment, I'm not referring to beating the child often, no. At least sit your child down, discuss like a friend, let the child know the advantage and disadvantage of this action.
Right.
What do you want to become? I want to become this. I want to become an accountant. Okay, what do you understand by being an accountant? Give me the reasons you want to become this. Then you also bring out your own reason for saying, oh, you know, accountant is a good job, it's a good profession, but it would have been better if you are a doctor. For example, you also let that child know your own point, a valid point.
Yeah.
Maybe your valid point is based on when you see his or her results, all science subjects, the results are so good. And this child is telling you he or she wants to become an accountant. When you are good in math, physics, chemistry, biology, economics, and you want to become an accountant, what are you going to, how do you think you can cope with being an accountant when your core subjects are math, chemistry, physics, biology, and you understand those ones? You hardly score less than A. Then if the child says, okay, you want to become an accountant, you, the parents say, okay, the child has the right to think. Would that be fair to that child as time goes on?
No, I do not think so.
So it is not easy for a little child to just say, I want to think because I know more than my parents. You cannot know more than your parents at that stage.
But what if the parents, in the case where the parent is not very educated, like they are not university, college educated, when, you know, but yes, that does not mean that they do not understand these things, right? And they could not advise. But if the parent did not go to that level of education that the child wants to aim at, do you think the child should take the parent's advice despite the fact that the parent has not got that experience?
Okay, thank you very much. Do you know that most parents who would tend not to be educated, I tag them as educated illiterates. They might not know how to read and write, but the wisdom of God is right in them, and they use it perfectly. When you listen to them and do according to how they want you to do, you make life easy for yourself. Do you know those parents who are not educated, those are the parents struggling by saying, I was not opportune to be like this. I wanted to be a doctor, but nobody to pay my fees. I couldn't further beyond primary school. Those parents will want their child to be on top. They will always motivate and push that child until the child gets to that level they want that child to be. So your parents are not educated is not a yardstick that they don't know what is going on. They know. That is why they want to guide you.
Yeah.
Success.
Thank you for articulating that. And another point, I'm trying to refresh the point that you have mentioned, some keywords, that a child cannot see what the parents, a child cannot see from
they can't see beyond their nose.
From top of the tree, what the parents could see sitting down. That's a proverb. That's an African proverb.
Exactly.
But I think that is based on different perspective. I think some African proverbs are, would I say, overly used or overly stated. That is one of those proverbs that I think might have its overstatement within it, because it all depends on what we are looking for, right? So the view of the child from the top may not be in analyzing the situation, but probably in having like a broader perspective, a broader view, right? So their view, their focus is not narrowed to, let's say, philosophy, an ideology, or an item, right? So their view might be to have like an overall perspective or overall view of the situation. And then when it comes down to analyzing it to the T or to different compartments, that is when I think that is why I think this particular proverb is a little like unsettling with me. What do you think? Like, you know what I mean? Because again, it depends on what the child is looking at. I remember when I was, say, in my 20s, especially like between, say, 19 and 21, you know, that early stages of 20.
Yeah.
There were many things I didn't care for. They were happening around me. I never cared for those things. I saw them, I knew about them, but it wouldn't be something that I would invest my time. You know what I mean? Like my mental, would I say mental occupation or mental time, mental capacity to want to review, because they meant nothing to me. You know, it wasn't
at that stage.
At that stage, it wasn't a thing of interest, right? So I wasn't interested, right? It didn't pique my interest, so I wouldn't engage. That is how, you know, we have to sometimes cut kids the slack. It's very, very important, though, to have regular conversations with your children.
Definitely.
And not only your children, but any child that comes under your, comes to your corridor. The corridor might be work environment, might be educational environment, might be your home, right? Might be community, might be like any kind of cultural setting. Can be religious culture, it can be any kind of, you always have to engage with the children. I don't believe that, okay, I do agree with a lot of people that it takes a village, it takes a community, it takes even a whole state, a whole country to raise a child. So when you engage, or when we as adults or parents engage with children from various cultures, from various backgrounds, in various settings, we can tell what they are thinking, what they are looking at, and perhaps our little engagement with them will be insightful, will be impactful, right? We may impart some knowledge, some wisdom, some insight, some foresight, because the truth is, like I said, in my early 20s, there were things I didn't have the foresight for, because at that time, they were not a need. You know, they were not a need. It wasn't something I'm looking, you know, would I say, dreaming about, right? It's not so, like, for instance, becoming a parent. It wasn't something I was dreaming about. It was something that I knew that I would like to be. But at that time, it was too young for me to think it, because again, I wasn't married. You know, if I was married at 19, 20 or 21, yeah, I would be like, okay. But I wasn't married at that couple of years. So it wasn't something that I wouldn't think about becoming a parent over becoming married.
Do you know that? Let me just chip in something. At that age, 19, 20, at the age of 19, at the age of 20, 21, do you know that the focus of your father and your mother at that age is your education?
Absolutely.
If you dare not come and tell your father you have a boyfriend at 19, an African father, come here to tell me you have a boyfriend at 19 when I'm struggling for your school?
I mean, African father of today, you might, but not African father
yes, of today, not still all African father of today.
Of course, yeah. I'm not in
because I am projecting you. I'm giving you a wide space to float and achieve. You want to lock yourself in one cup or bottle and throw it in the sea.
Yeah.
If at 19 you come and tell me you are due for marriage, at 19 you are due for marriage, where's what career are you having presently that will make your husband see you like human being?
In you, yeah. Value.
You don't have career as a girl. At age 19, you bring a man home and say, Dad, this is a man I want to marry, and your dad allow you to go into that marriage. I just say that I see such a father that he wants you to be in perpetual punishment.
That's right.
Because for 19 years to think about marriage, or at that age of 19, for you to think about being a mother, that is not your duty at that time.
Right.
Your focus
at that otherwise, conditionally, maybe.
Yes, conditionally,
accidentally, God forbid, yes, one becomes pregnant.
God forbid one suddenly become an orphan.
Ooh.
You have nothing, no support from anywhere, then that could be the best option.
Right.
But
you know, some of our mothers got married at 15, 16, 17, 18.
No. You know, I would say no. In those years, their fathers pushed them into that kind of a life by saying, I can't train a female child because she's not going to answer my name.
Boy.
So that is how they plunged our mothers into a kind of slavery for our fathers. I don't want to train a female child. Tomorrow, she's not going to answer my name. What the hell is that?
Oh, no. And you know, unfortunately, and this is...
I still feel so bad each time I think about such a life for female those days.
You want to make
their fathers were wicked.
You want to make me cry. You know, we have to talk about this particular topic. We have to talk about this subject in another segment, because for a very long time, for generations and ages, it's an age-long pandemic that most of our mothers were, or most of our fathers were,
they were slaves,
misogynistic, and they're our grandfathers and great-grandfathers. Yes, their generation provided. They provided for their family, but they were very misogynistic, and that was how most of our parents, mothers essentially, ended up in marriages that they didn't have any business to be in, and becoming just, what's it called? Baby making factories.
And they were like just furniture to the house.
Like slaves. You know, yes, they were enslaved. They were enslaved in many, many ways. And so many of them were very broken from the day they came into that marriage to the day they died. And some of them who are still alive,
they never find peace.
Yes, and some of them who are still alive still have their regrets.
They are still in that trauma.
They still have the trauma, yes. They still have the trauma. They were very much neglected. They were not treated like an important aspect of...
They were less than human beings.
Yeah, the society or anything, which is really, really unfortunate. Apologies to all our moms. We love you, we see you, and
each time I think about
you deserve that.
That era, I feel like laying curse on those fathers.
I'm telling you, it's horrible. But again, what do you think about our parents, the children of these days, between, say, the ages of 2 to, say, 18? What do you think when they feel like, when they give us that look of, you're being misogynistic right now? When you're trying to correct them, discipline them, guide them?
Always, there's a way you correct children. They will realize that our father, or rather our mother, is not angry with us, but want us to do the right thing. when you are the kind of father that don't find it easy to sit your children down, we play like friends. When you are the kind of father that when you are coming back from work, your children run inside and hide. Then you are not human being. Sorry to those kind of fathers. If you are not friends with your children, who are you going to be friends with?
Exactly. That beats me.
I used to tell my children, don't be afraid of me. Respect me as your father. That's all. The only thing I need from you, just respect. We sit down, we gist, we do everything, talk on phone. That's all. If my children are afraid of me, then I'm coming from work or coming from outside, my children, everybody is taking over like military man in the Sabisa forest.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is not life.
That is crazy.
When your children know that our father love us or our mother love us, the day you will flog one, or the remaining ones will go and say, that flog you because you were wrong.
Yeah.
They will judge that one. They will say, see these things, you know that doesn't like this, and you are doing this. You are wrong. They will judge, they will make the judgment on your behalf and pass judgment against the one you flogged.
Right.
I haven't done that. If you are coming back from us, let that child be the first you call.
Yes.
The one you flogged very left to. Let that be the first. Hey, embrace that child.
Yes.
Sit down together. If you want to watch TV, okay, just what do you want us to watch? Seek for their opinion.
That is true.
Then you will not know if that thing
it's still sitting in there. Yeah.
Even if you beat hell out of the child, then you return back from work, your face is still like a wounded lion as the father.
No.
How do you want that children to look at you?
Right. Of course, you're going to be, they're going to tag you as misogynistic.
Life is,
and they'll be right.
Life is just simple, difficult when we take it difficult.
Another great point.
It is simple, but difficult when we take it difficult.
Yeah, we make life complicated. Life is very simple. Life is really very simple.
Do you know children are the easiest to understand?
To deal with. In all human,
they are the easiest.
All human nature.
Yes. Once they understand.
I prefer to look after kids.
Yes. They are the easiest.
Very easy. And the younger, the better.
Yes. That is why Bible says, train up a child the way it should grow from the beginning, not when you become a big boy before you want to start.
That's right.
No, as he or she is coming up, inculcate that.
Yeah, guide
discipline.
Them. Direct them.
Motivate.
Establish the way.
Have a good relationship with your children, like friends, not like
friends. Be a loving, caring, doting parent.
Yes, not like a general in the army. That the subordinate are always shivering when the general is standing. You and your children, you are equal in the ass.
Yes. But one question before we run out of time, because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear or biggest worry about today's world for children?
My biggest worry is just that we don't know the next thing that is going to happen from tomorrow, because this generation,
in terms of innovation,
in terms of way of life, they used to say culture is the way of life of people, which is transmitted from one generation to the other generation. What this present generation is going to transfer to their upcoming generation, I'm scared.
Very scary.
There was a day on TikTok, I watched one little boy of about 10 years. Some guys were just playing, asking the boy, if you grow up, what do you want to become? The boy said, I want to become a Yahoo boy.
Oh. How did a 10-year-old know what is Yahoo?
Yeah, because you see Yahoo boys driving big cars with stolen money. He said, I want to become a Yahoo boy. I wept. Because this generation, I don't know what they are going to give to the upcoming generation as a legacy.
What do you think? What would you say the previous generation passed down to us as a cultural value?
First and foremost, respect. They inculcated that in our system.
Honor.
Yes, you must give honor to whom honor is due.
Yeah.
You cannot be so bold. Your father is sitting with his friends. Then you are just coming back from school. You didn't even say hi. You only just say, "Dad, how are you?" And you neglected others. You are in trouble.
Yeah, we couldn't do that.
You have to respect your elders.
Till this day.
No, not to these days.
I mean, the way we were raised.
Yeah, the way we were raised. Wherever I see somebody who is senior to me, at least I have to give honor. But present day children, they honor who has money.
Who has money?
That's all. So that is the fear I have for the next generation.
That is crazy.
Because they depend on money, nothing else.
I think for me, the fear that I have for the next generation of children, or even, the next generation of children is smartphones. Even though it has its upside, for instance, kids use it for lesson, they use it to navigate through Google, for instance, like with maps. They use it to do a lot of things, a lot of transaction, communication, educational resource as well, But I fear that with the invention of all these apps and all this access across the globe and all these items that are posted uncensored, I really I shiver. I shiver.
I think I like that aspect. I've zeroed my mind.
Oh.
Because since the government is not regulating it,
it's horrible. They should put a lot more control.
The only thing you can do for your children that are growing up is to guide them on the usage of their